Let's welcome the captain of Legion 13 and our hometown hero, Jon Rahm, the moment everyone has been waiting for. Jon, welcome. So I just want to start out by asking the obvious question. How does it feel to be back in Spain and competing in your homeland?
Well, that is loud.
It is loud.
It feels great. It feels great. One of the many exciting things about joining LIV was being able to come here and play in front of a Spanish crowd, especially on a level of event and level of competition that I hadn't really yet enjoyed. Right, I've been able to play events in Spain, but you didn't have a world-class stage. I would say they're very fantastic, great players, but it wasn't the same level of accomplishments that we have in LIV Golf. So to come back and be a part of this is quite emotional. It's very exciting, and really, if there was ever a place to get my first win, I feel like this would be the perfect week. And it is an iconic golf course that has a lot of history, and it would be incredible to join the great list of Spanish champions that have been able to perform well here and become one of them.
That's a great segue. So you are actually right behind Joaquin Niemans in the points for the standings for LIV, yet you have not been able to take home a trophy yet this year individually. Is this the week to do it?
I hope so. I mean, if it's a week to do it, is the week we're playing would be the best. But the fact that we're in Spain, home crowd, home week, yeah, it just makes it that much more meaningful.
And do you have all of your family and friends here supporting you this week?
There's a lot of family and friends. Yeah, obviously, there's Spanish people can travel in a bunch, and especially when it's in their home country, it's a lot easier. So yeah, there'll be a fair amount of people out there.
Great. We're gonna do questions in English first, and then we'll switch over to Spanish, so Jon doesn't have to go back and forth. So, Mike.
Jon, can you just take us through your history at this course? And you mentioned the word iconic. Why, in your view, is this course so iconic? Is it the history? Is it other things? Just kind of take us through Valderrama.
Yeah, it's a history. I mean, arguably, it's all subjective, but it's probably the best golf course we have in Spain. It's something that we all grow up wanting to play, and that unfortunately wasn't a possibility for me until I turned pro, right? I mean, I'm not from this part of the country, and it's a private club, so it makes sense. It wasn't my first showing, because I missed the cut my first ever week. But it's also the history, right? The legacy with the '97 Ryder Cup, the fact that the European Tour Championship, the Volvo Championship, was hosted here many years, and just the tradition of how difficult a test it is what makes it so unique, right? Very rarely do we see a tournament where if you shoot even par, you're 99.9% guaranteed a top 10, and many years you win, right? So it's very refreshing to see something like that. And I think that's all of those things combined make it for, yeah, what I would say an iconic golf course and an iconic week.
And one last thing, what's the most challenging shot out here?
It all depends on the wind, right? It can gust here pretty good. So there's a big difference depending on the direction. I think when the wind is into on 12 or 15, being able to hit those greens is, 4-iron plus in hand. It's difficult. There's small targets. You can't run it up. You just can't hide, and you have to hit a really good shot. So, and 12 is very known for playing in of the left, right? So I would say possibly hitting that shot on the green could be the most difficult shot on the course.
Hi, Jon. You mentioned '97 then. You were only about 2 years of age, so you probably can't remember much of it. But just what that week means in history of Spanish golf and Seve and all of that. And do you get a flavour of that still when you come here? Do you actually think of that?
Yeah, I do think of it, because I think I've told this story many times of how two of my dad's friends were present in the Ryder Cup, but none of them ever seen a golf course in their life, right? They just were in the area on vacation, heard of the Ryder Cup, and came and watched. And that's how my dad's friends started playing golf, and then how they convinced my dad to start playing golf. Therefore, why I play golf, right? So, yeah, that's definitely a relationship and a link to Sevi and the Ryder Cup itself. When I think about it in Valderrama, obviously, the owner of the golf course did an amazing job at bringing big events here, and even though he's passed away, the legacy is still there, right? So, yeah, it's all of those things are present in mind when I come here and set foot on the range for the first time.
Just to bring that up to modern day, what did you think of the appointment of Keegan as US captain? Were you surprised?
Yeah, I don't know why. I heard so many people say it was going to be Tiger at Bethpage. I'm like, that makes sense, right? He's won the US Open at Bethpage, and it is Tiger Woods, so I felt like that made a lot of sense. But I understand Keegan as well, right? His Ryder Cup showings, he was a very enthusiastic player. He made his mark. Him and Phil had a great partnership, and there's some great highlights from him in Medina. So he's a man from the Northeast. I know Boston and New York usually not friends, but I think for that week they'll just adopt him for the week. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I can understand why he was picked.
This year, this far, how would you rate your game from 1 to 10?
Hard to say. There's been weeks where I feel like I scored a lot better than I felt, and there's been a couple of weeks where it could have been better. Haven't won yet, so that deducts quite a bit from it. I would say maybe 6 to a 7 out of 10, if I had to say. But the year's not over. There's still a lot to play for, so it wouldn't be unheard of to see a player finish strong and change that to maybe a 9 out of 10. So far, just because I haven't won, I can't give it more than a 7.
Is it something in the format that is less competitive than before?
No.
So that's not the thing missing?
No.
What's missing?
It was not easy to win golf tournaments. I've been close. I just haven't gotten it done.
Thanks.